Imagine a world filled with trash, and everywhere you went, there were piles of trash everywhere. Sounds nuts, doesn't it? Well, that's currently where we're headed. According to Joe McCarthy from Global Citizen in 2018, running out of landfill space, in 18 years, landfills will run out of space. And in that same article, it goes on to state that 258 million tons of trash is produced in America alone. And only 35% of that is being recycled. The other 65% is just taking up space in these landfills. So, what can we do to stop this? Recycle. In the next 6 minutes, I'm going to be giving you credible reasons as to why you should start recycling more. Throughout this, I will be going over what is recycling, the threats of producing so much waste, why recycling is better for the environment despite its drawbacks, and then lastly, how we can increase our recycling habits. So, what is recycling? We all know what recycling is for the most part, but we don't know the hard work that goes into it. The Environmental Protective Agency stated in an article called Recycling Basics and Benefits, it's a 3-step process. Collecting and sorting is one, manufacturing is another, and then lastly is distributing it back to the consumers, so you. So private and government-owned facilities collect the materials and sort them from glass, paper, metal, plastic, and then they are clean. So now for the manufacturing part, the more interesting of the three. So once they've been cleaned and sorted, then they can be, you got two options. So you can turn it into what it was already designed to be, or you can make it into something new. Like a water bottle can be turned back into a water bottle, and glass can be mixed and turned into asphalt. So now for the last step, delivering. That just means these companies will manufacture these products then to sell so that they can be used, and now the process of recycling is complete. Or start it over again, hopefully. So we know the 3 steps, so what are the drawbacks? Boise State University College of Business and Economics made an article called Recycling Is It As Good As We Think in 2023. And it states that recycling can be expensive and it's also harmful to the environment because the chemicals used to clean plastic and paper go into the air and pollute it. It also goes to say in that same article that recycled material that is contaminated will contaminate the whole batch of recycled material. So it just means one piece of dirty plastic can mess up a whole batch of recycled plastic. And in all fairness, that's a valid point if you were somebody that opposed recycling. Like, I would hate for one of the actions that I took trying to help a situation ended up making it worse. But fortunately, in this case, that isn't what's going to happen. So, according to an article written by Georgia Farrica, published by Science Direct, called The Characterizations and Evaluation of Plastic Recyclability, the overall pollution created by recycling is still less than the pollution created by mass burning trash in landfills. So according to the Environmental Protective Agency, project and landfill data by state in 2024, there are 2,600 plus landfills in the U.S. and that all of them are projected to fill in the next 10 to 15 years. Recycling will reduce this overcrowdedness, keeping the trash from being burnt also and turning into harmful gas, and it's also helping the community. Those facts weren't enough to get you to recycle, then how about, according to an article published by ACS, Plastic Waste Recycling, a chemical recycling perspective, it takes more money and energy to collect raw materials from the earth than it would to recycle anyway. So recycling is cost efficient. All of the metal that we have and use in the world can be recycled and turned into new things instead. Instead of getting out big machines to drill the raw materials out of the earth, then why don't we just recycle? Clearly it's more cost effective. And on top of all of that, recycling can create jobs. The Environmental Protective Agency made an article called The U.S. Recycling System. And it stated that 100,000 jobs could be created if a national program was to be put in place. So altogether, recycling can help the environment, big companies' expenses on getting raw materials, and also create jobs. By now, I hope you're wondering how to start recycling. Well, there are many different and easy ways to recycle, but the first is probably the easiest. Just get a recycling bin and go to your local dumps and corporations and see if they have curbside pickups, or just like I said, go to your local dump and they have recycling and designated bins for all your materials. So all these things should already be separated, like metals, plastic, paper. All of these things should be separated from your regular trash already, and this will keep all of that unnecessary stuff ending up in these landfills. Another way is to buy secondhand objects. Like the thrift store is a great example of this. The Environmental Protective Agency also created an article called Textiles, Material, and Specific Data, right? 6% of space is taken up by clothing and furniture in the landfill. And other items take up this space as well, like batteries and things of that nature. But they have a specific process, you know. According to an article by Jihao Li, a critical review on advanced thermal reduction technology for recycling lithium-ion batteries. Batteries and electronics have a specific process to being recycled, but those items end up in landfills too. So to wrap all of this up neatly, we talked about what recycling is and the 3 steps of recycling: collecting and sorting, and manufacturing, and then distributing. Landfills are filling in all the things that could mean, and overcrowdedness of just pollution in general. The drawbacks of recycling, so the chemicals that are being put in the air, but like we said, the drawbacks still don't outweigh the pros of recycling. And recycling can also create more jobs. And lastly, but certainly not least, the different ways you can recycle to help clean up and help our planet and be more efficient with the use and reuse of our materials. The waste you produce isn't going to fix itself overnight. We have to do something, and I urge you to recycle.